What's up, guys? John here from Broad Culture, and today we're finally back with some more videos. Well, on that note, I think maybe I or one of us on Broad Culture should explain where we've been for the last 2 weeks. So, as you all know, there is a world event going on right now, dealing with shutting down schools, universities, restaurants, workplaces, WWE, all this types of stuff. That said, it has affected us here at Broad Culture as well. Example, I got 10 weeks basically of homework just dropped on me. I got to work on. I can't meet up with people on campus no more, so like I can't do videos with Devil Mercenary or Dash. So like what we did our last video that we put up was where we talked about the anime that we watched. We have to figure out a new way to do that. Because right now we can't meet in person due to our campus's rules at the moment. Work, my job has been giving me more hours due to the virus that's going around. So I've been, anytime that I'm not at work, I'm doing homework. That is why videos are not been coming out like they used to be. We used to try to get one out once a week. Missed last week. It's probably been like 2 weeks since we've done a video, and for that I do apologize. But I am going to try to get a video out. Every week. As you can tell by the title of this video, this is a Black Clover video, which I am very happy that I get to do. I do have plans to do a anime podcast next week. I'm going to try to get Devil Mercenary and Dash to do it with me. I got some friends from the CMV and UIW who could potentially come and help me out with this on the podcast side of things if I can figure out how to do that. That's one of the things that we may be doing. Yeah, but that's enough. That's enough of the update on the channel. You clicked on this video for Black Clover and this reasoning, and I'm already wasted like 4 minutes of it. For that, I do apologize. But if you have not read the latest chapter of Black Clover, we find out the name of the word magic devil in chapter 243. We find out that his name is Zagred. And me being the person that I am, I was interested in seeing if was a demon or some figure in mythology that had this name or something close to this name and could inspire the name of the word magic devil. I did not find nothing for that, but I did find something. I did post this onto the BlackBulls subreddit. My username on there is HellishX. If you want to go find me on Reddit, my username is HellishX. But I did post I did post it on BlackBulls subreddit. This theory and the reasoning behind his Zagred's name. So if you want to read that in full, I will link that down in the description below. Yes, so basically, what I found was that there is a city called Zagred. It ends with a B instead of a D, which is the capital of Croatia. And I ran into some legends that were associated with this town. And I found the legend of the petrified wedding. And the legend is as follows. I'm going to be reading it off of my phone because it is, just so I don't mess it up. It also is a translation from the original story was by August Noah. I probably butchered that last name, so I'm sorry. In the I believe it's a collection of poems called Objectics. If I pronounce that too, I am sorry. But the story goes like this. Once upon a time, on the slopes of Medvednica, there lived a miller, his wife, and their only son. They lived happily and lived in abundance. Their son fell in love with a beautiful girl named Janja, who was poor. So he hid it from his parents. One day, when he grew up, his mother told him that he was a marriageable age and he should go and look for a wife. I am in love, mother, with a beautiful, pale young girl named Janja, the son told. The mother was furious with her son because he, a rich young man, had fallen in love with a poor girl. The miller had heard what happened and told his wife not to interfere, and told his son he could choose whomever he wanted. Soon came the wedding day. The miller's wife stayed in their home to prepare a feast for the guests. She was livid. When the guests came in front of the house, she stood on the doorstep and said, "I'll let her die from an arrowhead and let my son and Janja get wed. And everyone on that cliff, you will become as rock instead." Then a violent storm arose all of a sudden, and an arrow flew through the village, turning the entire wedding party and the village into stone. Everyone except Mother. The legend goes that she went crazy and still wanders aimlessly around the world, and people have sworn that during storms they saw an old woman hugging the stones, crying out, "Love can never be a sin." That I did miss. I have bad time speaking. Anyways, that was the story of the petrified wedding. And then after reading that, I mentally made some connections here between the miller's son and Janja with the elves and humanity from Black Clover, because the elves are rich in mana, and humans at the time were poor at mana. And there was a wedding of Licht and Lumiere's sister that was scheduled to happen, and it did happen. Then the devil killed, legit eradicated everyone from the elves, just trying to corrupt Licht. There's similarities in the petrified wedding and the elf wedding in Black Clover. The whole star-crust lovers, and then an outside force is one that is caused the downfall to not just the couple but everyone surrounding them. So yeah. Again, I ain't saying that Tabata got the inspiration for the name from Zagreb, or the Legend of the Petrified Wedding. It could be just coincidence. Or, after he wrote it, he may not have had the name chosen for Zagreb. And just after people in Croatia heard of this, that knew the story of Petrified Wedding and saw Black Clover, it was like, there's a connection here. And Tabata found out that there was a connection. And because he likes using myths and stuff, because he uses Zeus, elves, Norse mythology. He used a lot of Christianity stuff, Norse stuff, Greek stuff. He uses mythology a lot. And a legend from Croatia isn't that far fetched. If he heard it after the elf art, and he's like, huh, I could just name. There we go. There's your name. Let's change B to D as a reference to that. Maybe, I don't know. That's what. Maybe. But again, it could just be a coincidence. But I like to think that there's not really that in writing, coincidences don't really happen that often. Everything is planned, basically. There, of course, is coincidences in writing, but who knows? That could be what happened. So, again, guys, that is what my thoughts are on potential reasoning behind Zagred's name. What do you all think? Please tell me down in the comments below what you think. Again, I will link my original post to this, which is completely worded, is better sounding than this video, down in the description below. Yeah. Until next time, guys.